Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. I am your lovely and awesome and orange host, Orange Hat Reviews. And I got the nerd with the cigar, Kate, with me, and the beautiful and awesome and talented Riot Kitty as well. Ben, the Price is Right review, will be here a little late. He has a couple things he has to deal with before he gets on. So, before we get to anything serious, let's basically say welcome back to the Versus Streams, episode 10, the original Doomsday versus World War Hulk. And when I say original Doomsday, I'm not talking about that Kryptonian Doomsday. I'm not talking about the Doomsday from Smallville. I'm not talking about the Doomsday from Snyderverse. I am talking about the Doomsday from the Death and Life of Superman novel and comic arc, the one that didn't have an origin. So yeah, now that we've gotten that cleared, clarified, and awesome, he's going up against one of the strongest iterations of the Hulk, World War Hulk, who is one of the most savage and brutal versions of the Hulk that I have ever seen. This is a Hulk that you definitely don't want to piss off because, well, he can crack a planet in two with his rage. Literally. Did it to the Earth. Down the middle.
Right.
So, with that out of the way, Riot and Kate, do you have anything that you would like to plug?
No.
Alrighty.
I'm simple.
Riot?
Well, in terms of plugging, let's see. There was a 100 views challenge completed with my 500 sub special, so I just released the video about a week ago. So that'd be cool if people could check that out. It's a drawing video of one of my old original characters that I made as a teenager.
Oh, nice. I think I will check that out. Send me a link to it in our Twitter DMs.
Okay.
And yeah. So now that introductions are out of the way and we're just waiting for the slacker, World War Hulk and original Doomsday. So let's give some background on original Doomsday first because, well, he ended up being the first in the thumbnail. So, original Doomsday was conceived in the late 90s and to be just somebody to kill Superman. He was put in the ground in an unbreakable prison, and during the comic arc, you see this throom, this just fist hitting against a wall. Each, or at the end of the comic, and then later on, or in the other comics, you see it more, and then you see the bone spurs of the knuckles come through the glove that this being has on him. And then he eventually busts out. This is a creature that kills without remorse. He has no thought but violence, rage, and destruction. He would kill a baby, literally a newborn child, if it was in front of him, without a second thought. He'd just go splat and that baby would be dead. In fact, in the book that I read, The Death and Life of Superman, which basically puts the comics in a book form, there was a child that was crying. He looked at it and was ready to just totally kill it. And that's when Superman actually came in and started the fight with him. Now, a lot of people have seen this Superman versus Goku versus stream from season 1, the definitive version of that fight. To hell with what Death Battle says. Love you guys at Death Battle, but you're wrong. Now, this Doomsday literally beat Superman to a pulp. He took the Justice League one-handed and nearly slaughtered him. It took a bunch of super beings and Superman to totally unleash his full power on Doomsday to stop him. That is how strong this creature was, and even then, he didn't die. He was basically just comatose for a bit. Because when
Yeah, they kind of put him on ice or whatever.
when Cyborg Superman lashed him to an asteroid and sent him out into space, he woke up. And he just started laughing because he realized, when I get free, I'll eventually crash into another planet and I'll kill everything there too. I mean, that's literally the ending of that book. So yeah, nothing is known to kill this creature. At least that we know of. Now that we get to World War Hulk. Basically, in the timeline of World War Hulk, the Illuminati has banished the Hulk from Earth. And Bruce Banner, sorry, not Bruce Wayne. Oh my god, that is such a
Bruce Wayne's the Hulk.
Yeah, I know, right?
That would
Imagine.
be the best crossover ever.
Yeah.
I would watch
Batman.
that.
Hulk
I would watch that.
Batman, yeah.
Okay.
And so this Hulk was pissed off at them because
Understandable.
they knocked him out and they just sent him on a ship out into space. No freaking plan. He crash lands on a planet. He's basically used for gladiatorial sport, which he then overthrows them and becomes the new champion and the leader. And he has a life there now, and a wife, and
Doesn't he have kids, right, too?
soon to be kid. Yes, Scar is one of his kids.
Yeah.
Who grows up hating him, I believe,
Right.
if I remember correctly.
And he has to fight his son, yeah.
Yeah, and this Hulk decided that the ship, when it blew up and killed everybody on his planet, and he's like, no, I'm going back and I'm going to frickin' slaughter them. They're going to be held accountable. The first place he stops is on the moon. And he goes up against Black Bolt. Now, for those of you who don't know who Black Bolt is, he could literally shatter a mountain with his whispers.
Yeah.
And he wanted Black Bolt because Black Bolt is part of the Illuminati. And Black Bolt is like, enough. Literally says it just like that and sends him flying.
Yep, I've seen him in Ultimate Spider-Man. He like demolishes half a city.
Yeah, he's insane. Yeah.
You're talking about Black Bolt or Hulk?
No, Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Yeah, like Ultimate Spider-Man, he was in that, and then he whispered something, and then it's just like, and then New York gone.
Exploded. Yeah.
Just,
I mean, he's for those of you who don't know, he is an Inhuman, not a mutant, not a mutate, but an Inhuman, another type of enhanced individual. And when Hulk got up from that and grabbed freaking Black Bolt's head, he's like, I didn't come here to hear you whisper. I came here to hear you scream. Nobody hurt. And yeah, he then freaking just crushes Black Bolt's head. Not to kill him, but to hold his mouth shut. And then he puts a freaking holographic message to the Earth. I'm coming for you. You guys have this amount of time to bring Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and everybody to me so that they could stand for the war crimes they have committed against me. Now, they didn't know what was going on, so they're all like, oh shit, we're going to have to fight him now. Again.
Yeah, right.
And they have all sorts of people going up against him. They had freaking the Thing go up against him. He got his ass pounded. Oh, here we go. Yeah, what I just said was bad. How Price is Right.
Finally.
What up?
I don't know what is with my damn phone tonight. Shit.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Hey, what's up, people? Fire me.
What's up,
Sorry
what's
about that.
Yep, we're just covering World War Hulk, giving him a little background.
Sweet.
So he pounded the thing into the ground. I almost said that the thing
Ground
got his,
pound.
yeah, I almost said that the thing got his ass pounded. Yeah,
Yeah. We'll check
Say
info.
it. It's language.
cue George Takei. Oh
Phrasing,
my!
boom.
By the way, it's nice to see you guys again, Kate. Right? Nice seeing you guys again.
What's up?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
And so then X-23 actually fights him. She actually gets in some good swings. He grabs her hands and he's like, "Now what are you gonna do?" She's like, "This," because she has the feet claws and she
Yeah.
slashes his eyes, and it's like, "You bitch." I mean, he then goes up against, I can't remember what's his name, or Rick Jordan or something. The guy that literally can fight him hand to hand, or the Hulk and him, or the Hulk hand to hand, and they literally depower themselves during that fight because they fight for so long.
Yep.
And then another explosion happens, which one of Hulk's own freaking people trigger. And he then admits to what he did to the Hulk, and that is what snaps him into his world rage, where he basically hits the ground so hard he cracks the earth and its mantle in two.
Yep.
It's like, dude, no. I mean, he even tricks Doctor Strange into coming out of astral form, breaking Doctor Strange's hands.
Yep.
And it's like, oh damn, dude. I mean, this is
Doctor Strange's hands were broken to begin with.
well, yes. But this is a doctor. But when he is able to withstand most of the Earth's mightiest heroes, as A-Bomb, it was Rick Jones, yes. I mean, they pounded each other literally until they were depowered out of their forms, until it was just Bruce Banner and his friend. And so, and so then this is how savage that Hulk is. So him versus the absolute savage original Doomsday, the one that nobody can kill or that we know of, because what we do know is that when Superman unloaded on him before they did their sweet spot hit, was he unloaded his heat vision on Doomsday, and he actually did see that Doomsday was starting to blister. So we know that he can be damaged with enough power. So
Right.
So now that we know each combatant, their savagery, their power scales, basically, who wins without any explanation, starting with Kate?
I'm gonna go Doomsday.
Okay. Riot?
I'm going with Hulk.
Price?
I gotta go Doomsday for a lot of reasons about explain later. But Doomsday.
Hulk for me, so it's 2 against 2.
Nice. I like
so,
let the
already? Exactly.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
So, Kate, you said Doomsday. What's your reasoning?
So, Doomsday doesn't have any logic or reasoning. Kind of like how you brought up earlier, there was a kid in front of him and he was ready to just go to town and just kill everything in sight. He doesn't have any sort of touch to his humanity or anything like that. He doesn't even have any humanity. We don't even know what he is. There's something about the fear of the unknown. We don't know what he is. We don't know his motive. We don't know. And when we're talking about, of course, OG Doomsday, not, new, where they gave him an origin story and all that. So we don't know what his origin is. We don't know what his motives are. He's just this big, scary monster who will kill anything and won't stop. On the other hand, Hulk, even though he's super powerful, I respect Hulk. I like Hulk. But he had motive. He was like, I'm going to kill these people. These people are going to stand trial. And he wasn't just, he cracked the mantle, but he wasn't just like, I'm going to kill everybody for no reason, quite like Doomsday is. So I think Doomsday is a little bit just more cruel and just darker. I'm personally always kind of going to side with DC characters when it comes to like a matchup between similar characters between DC and Marvel, just because I think DC does a better job with their characters, and I think that they did a better job with Doomsday all around with OG Doomsday. So that's why I got to pick good old Doomsday.
Okay. And Blake Sinclair, thank you for tuning in. Riot, your reason behind your choice of Hulk.
Okay, so it's a similar motive to Cat, but almost in reverse. I feel like Hulk has a better chance of winning just because he has logic and reasoning to his fighting. Doomsday doesn't. Like, you can just lure that mindless brute into some kind of trap and bring him down.
Possible, yes.
Okay.
During the fight, to clarify though, he isn't exactly fully mindless. He does have, or he can put two and two together in some ways.
Right.
Because
What I meant was that he just goes on like a rampage versus like Hulk can be still in touch with that Bruce Banner kind of, in the back.
I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. He's more like a mindless fighter, if that makes sense. Like,
yes, he does have a measure of intellect, and to give you some context, he was in a store where he hears wrestlers talking and about the ultimate fight and whatnot, and go to Metropolis. And when he's fighting Superman, he then looks up just about when he's ready to hit Superman, and he sees a sign that says Metropolis this many miles. And Superman's like, oh shit. Because he literally says Metropolis. He can't pronounce Metropolis, but he puts together, that's the place I can go for a good fight.
Yeah.
So he does have a little bit of intellect. He does, but like you said, he could be lured into a trap, sure. Now, but yes, he does have a small bit of intellect. I should have actually clarified that earlier. My bad. Keep going, Ryan.
Well, yeah, I know about OG Doomsday and that kind of thing. Like that's what I meant by mindless. Like, he just breaks stuff.
Ready. So, Price.
All right, my turn to roll my sleeves. Let's go. Well, I would just say this: as much as I enjoy the Hulk, and he is extremely powerful and very, has immense strength, able to crack the Earth's mantle and stuff like that. But we're talking about Doomsday, who's fought Superman, who can do much worse to the Earth without even sweating for the most part. And when you guys talk about how Hulk has a small spectacle of intellect, he knows how to assess in some capacity in a situation, well, Doomsday has fought Superman where he took every single bit of his intellect and strength just to kill him the first time. But the biggest factor of this fight to me is always going to be that one ability that Doomsday has that Hulk does not. His ability to adapt. Meaning that if you kill him, he's going to come back the same. He's coming back to life.
This is not that Doomsday. This is not that Doomsday.
Well, but it's still in a matter of sense. But are we talking about Doomsday who's already fought Superman?
We are talking about a Doomsday that has this is the original Doomsday, not the one that if you kill him, he adapts. It's not that type.
Well, yeah. Well, my point is, but I'm saying, this Doomsday has already fought Superman. Then
this is we're putting this Doomsday, instead of fighting Superman, he's going to fight the Hulk.
Oh.
Okay, so he's never met Superman yet. Okay.
He's not fought Superman.
Not yet. Okay. Like I said, if the original one and the time which we have one has the ability to adapt, then it's still gonna be a one way street for this kind of fight, because no matter how much strength the Hulk has, Doomsday can match it and wear down his healing ability and able to tend down the Hulk or exhaust the Hulk if you matters. But because if beings like Wolverine can stop the Hulk, and if beings like the Hulk Buster can stop the Hulk at a certain capacity, then, like I said, Doomsday can certainly hang against Double Hulk, especially when he has his own healing abilities as well. And even though like Kate said, he's like a Ruth. If Hulk has not enough,
There's
diving
not
in.
enough. Yeah, he could dive in yours. That
Yeah.
is true in one form of the Hulk, but not World War Hulk. But anyway, continue, Price.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to bring out all the factors as far as Doomsday's ability, because like I said, because if this is based off of his origins, then and we're going back
This
to
is the one without origin. This is the one, literally the very first iteration of Doomsday.
yeah. All right.
Not one that adapts. Not one that if you kill him, he can't be killed by that form again. This is one that for all we know, he cannot die, unless or he can be put into a coma basically, but he cannot die.
And that's where I kind of see the disparity between this fight between, like I said, we're going to the very original Doomsday, but then we're also going to a modern day version of the Hulk. So it's kind of a different disparity. But I'll just say this: yeah, as long as Doomsday is able to, you know, like I say, keep his own against the Hulk for long enough, he could wear down the Hulk and able to still take him down, but very slightly though. So,
alrighty. Now, my reasoning behind Hulk is basically he is intelligent. This is a Hulk that is keeping Bruce Banner at bay. He's not exactly just a mindless brute as Savage Hulk is. He is very intelligent. He has fought countless beings. He's fought brute force beings like the Thing, Sentry, and even Rick Jones or A-Bomb, Rick Jones. He has fought several other magical beings. Now, yes, Doomsday has the bone spurs. Doomsday, or trying to hit Doomsday in a fleshy area, is you're pretty much, for a human, you're punching cement all the time when you're fighting somebody like Doomsday. He's very solid. Now, even though that is true, he can have his spurs broken. He even has spurs around his, or bone casing around his eyes. So imagine if you bust those. Well, you now got him blind. Now, while Doomsday is very strong, he can use those bone spurs, his elbow spur, his knuckle spurs, his knee spurs, his shoulder spurs. He can use that all to effect. Sure. But World War Hulk literally had, or was keeping his guts in at one time. His stomach healed around his hand. He had to then rip his own hand out of his stomach, and it healed in pretty much instantaneously. This is a very rapid healing Hulk. And
I mean, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember in Planet Hulk, the Red King dropped a literal nuke on the city that basically like burned everything around him, and then the guard lady, who I think becomes his wife, and she like goes to check on him, and then he's already healed. It looks like he's fine. Like, it's literally almost immediately after the firebombs explode and stuff like that. So
this is a Hulk that can basically look in the face of basically if Cyclops took off his visor and just raw dogged his energy at Hulk would walk right up to him and just flick him to knock him out.
Flick.
I mean, this is a Hulk that would toss the Juggernaut into orbit. Pretty much like what Onslaught did to Juggernaut. I mean, Onslaught tossed Juggernaut halfway around the world. He was in New York. He threw him west, and he ended up smashing into the damn Eiffel Tower. And so he had to clear the Pacific, Asia, and landed in Europe. So yeah.
I like that you bring up, visually what their fight would look like. Like, hey, what if Hulk, jumped on its head and ripped off his, bone spur or spike or whatever.
Oh,
I do like, because that's, for me as a fan, You know, like if somebody said, "Hey, there's going to be a movie where there's a crossover between Doomsday and the Hulk, you want to go see it?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" You know, exactly kind of how I was with Kong versus
Yeah,
versus
I mean,
Godzilla.
honestly,
You know, I was like, "Heck yeah, I want to see that!" Like, I don't care who wins at the end, but like, I want to see that fight because it's just going to be a fun fight. I want to see a 3-round fight between those two. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see it progress. I want to see, you know, like it go back and forth where there's like, ooh, moments for both of them. You know, and I do like to bring up like Stan Lee when he was always asked, "Hey, who would win in a fight? This person versus this person, this person versus this person." He's like, "I always say this: whoever the author wants to win, because it's always going to be fun either way. You know, they're going to try to make it exciting." So that's Orange. Why I like how you brought up the just like visually, like what would it look like if he ripped off and like blinded him, or like what if, you know, one of the bone spurs, like what if Hulk healed around one of the bone spurs and like he got caught like his arm through, you know what I mean? Like what would that look like? That'd be cool. So I just thought that would be interesting. Either like as a fan, I would just want to see it either way. You know what I mean? Even though I'd be like rooting for Doomsday, I just want to see like a monster fight. You know?
Well, you know Abomination from the first one, the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Imagine him with spikes. That's how I visualize Doomsday instead of that troll and BBS. I hated that Doomsday. That was a troll. That was the case for me. But going back to what I was saying, that like I said, is if Doomsday can take, you know, massive hits from Superman without much of a damage until he gets, you know, fried or, you know, I guess say broke his neck, what Superman did. But like I said, if he's able to take on Superman and really almost kill him, then I can still think he can really take on the World Breaker Hulk, because like I said, Superman has done much worse to the Earth. You know.
Well, yeah, but Superman is an entirely different being. Okay, what do we got here from Riot?
Oh, it's from Soul Assassin. He posted this.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
really?
that is awesome.
It's dope, dude.
I mean, honestly, that looks like straight, like it could be like part of the animation.
Like, it almost looks like,
yeah, it looks like it could be a screenshot from animation. So
yeah,
it works. Soul Assassin.
I was gonna say it looks like a Photoshop image of the same person they just redid on the second one, or the mirror side.
Slightly.
Looks good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
But yeah, that is freaking awesome.
See, that kind of nerd shit, I like that shit. You know what I mean?
Like, everybody wants that.
I mean,
you kidding me?
Crap, man. I'm definitely gonna give that a retweet, like right now.
I will after the stream. I will do the same. Yeah, I'm just saying, as far as the status that Doomsday is right now, he can still contain the Hulk. I can contend with the Hulk because, like I said, he's faced off against Superman during his time. Then this is before he got killed. But you know.
Again, Superman is an entirely different being.
True.
So it's a different
you did say
fight.
though, it's two world breakers versus each other, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's a world breaker versus a world breaker, and it would be honestly like who's gonna tire out first, like
and like I said,
it's like Derek Lewis kind of, you know, like take a bunch of hits and then.
Yeah. What I was trying to say is that, like I said, yeah, eventually the Doomsday, because how unstoppable he is, or he's, you know, unknowingly unstoppable, he would just have to wear down the Hulk at some point. Because, like I said, if Wolverine can do it, if Hulkbuster can do it, if
Wolverine didn't do it against this Hulk, though. Wolverine got his ass kicked by this Hulk.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that if these people are out at a very long time able to throw down the Hulk with his, you know, abilities, then, like I said, Doomsday could really contend with the Hulk, in my opinion.
He could contend with this Hulk, sure, but all the people who messed with the Hulk that you're talking about were messing with a weaker version of the Hulk.
See, that's why I think
Doomsday is strongest.
That's why I think that Doomsday all the way, because at the end of the day, you have to pull out Hulk at his strongest versus just OG Doomsday. Yeah. So therefore, OG Doomsday wins because it's not OG Hulk. You know what I mean? They had to beef up Hulk in order for him to even fight or be in the same league as Doomsday. Therefore, in my opinion.
Yes. But here's the thing. Depending on this fight, I mean, I can't wait till we get to the out of 10s. This fight can go either way. I'm not saying it won't,
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
but this fight can
Honestly?
literally go either way.
Honestly,
Yes.
I think it could even end in a draw just because they're both world breakers. They could break the world and
That's a
then
good
they're
point.
just float off into space.
Everybody
Screaming.
did.
I do think that they would be definitely do that. I think that there would be a world broken during the fight, if not more than one. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, there would be like at least
I mean-
4 between the Hulk and Doomsday both.
So basically, now we're going to get to how do you see this fight going down? Like, what would be your scenario of how the fight would start and progress? Start with Caitlin.
So I liked I kind of want to steal an idea from Avengers where Thanos pulls a moon and like throws it at what was it, Iron Man?
Yeah.
I could I could totally see like Hulk punching Doomsday out of orbit and Doomsday like landing on a moon and then like using that to like throw back at the Hulk. You know what I mean? Like I could totally see that happening.
Possibly, yeah.
And then yeah, like kind of what I was saying earlier, if let's say, just because that Hulk is so quick with his healing, I can see Doomsday like punching through his gut, laughing like, haha, I got you, and then Hulk, getting kind of like the second laugh, saying like, no, like hold on, dude, like I can heal from this really quickly. So I can see just little fun moments like that. Because it should be fun, it should be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Let's go right. What we got?
Okay, so I would view this as kind of this alternate timeline thing. So basically like instead of, Doomsday landing on the DC version of Earth, it would be like him going through a wormhole and then crashing onto the Marvel Earth.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hulk is sent out to fight. Or maybe he comes to Sakaar or something instead.
Yeah.
Too.
There you go.
And I could honestly see this going down as kind of just Invincible versus Omni-Man. Just pure destruction and chaos and just like all this killing going on too. It's just like all this like world smashing stuff too, and it's like freaking you see volcanoes explode, you see like the earth come out like split apart. It would just be like super dramatic and all this other stuff, but it would be kind of fun too.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting. Ben.
All right, my turn. Well, I would say this as a fight between multiverses because since DC and Marvel have a multiverse, so I guess it would depend how it gets here, but I would just say by somehow, even better idea, I would have the reverse effect where somehow Doomsday gets shoved into the DC Marvel universe, and he ends up in New York City where the where all of the where Loki's armies were defeated the first time. It's like, oh, we saved the city, but then some bigger threat comes through, some kind of wormhole, the space hole, or where the aliens came from. It's like, oh, what's this big thing? So all the Avengers try to take out Doomsday, which almost all of them, almost every single one of them almost get killed by him. Then Hulk's like, okay, it's my turn now, and then that's when it started really throwing it down all over New York City. And I could see them both exchanging blows and just exchanging punches into where most of the city is almost in ruin from their fight. And that's but seeing the Hulk is like, okay, this guy's a whole new animal, so he has to bring up a notch, and that's where he starts going to Warbreaker Hulk. But then, like I said, at this point, the Doomsday can still contend with them. Like I said, he's basically unstoppable. So the Hulk has had to give him every single bit he's got just to keep up with Doomsday or try to pin down Doomsday with almost a good effect, but not to a total effect. But I also think Doomsday would so beat the crap out of Hulk to the point where he starts exhausting him and then eventually just kills him.
Yeah.
With his axe.
All right, that's fair. So the way I see it is basically to kind of take a little bit from Riot, he wakes up in a different universe. Instead of crashing and breaking out of the ground in DC, he's breaking out of the ground in Marvel. But he's breaking out of the ground directly during the time that Hulk has come back to Earth to basically get his vengeance.
Yeah.
And so instead of the guy that Hulk fought to a standstill, well, then Doomsday comes. He's like, God damn, I'll take care of your asses later. I gotta deal with this thing because it's killing everybody. So Hulk is basically gonna fight him. There is a very real chance that he could actually.
Oh, that's Kate.
We lost Kate.
Oh no. No.
We miss her.
Mary, Ashley, get your butts back here. We need to get Kate here.
Yeah, Kate's always cool with me. We're always chilling, talking about random things.
There she is.
Mom
Hey,
had
what?
All right, you back?
switched to Wi-Fi and everything kind of went.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
guys.
right.
Loving the
okay.
aviators, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love the
thanks.
aviators.
Shades. But anyway, so basically, yes, he could. There is a chance he could be fought to a standstill, or there is a chance that he could just piss off Hulk to the point where Hulk does go full on rage. Now, if Hulk was to hit Doomsday with his full on rage, like world breaking rage, he would launch Doomsday either through the planet, or he would hit him out into space where, well, he's now.
That's
in
kind of how I
free-falling
saw him.
space.
Like, that's how I kind of saw that. Like him,
He would knock
you
him
know,
into orbit. Yeah,
knocking him into like either a moon or into orbit, or just getting so pissed off. He's like, "All right, get out of here."
exactly. So there is now, as I said, this Doomsday can be knocked comatose. He can be, for reason or for lack of a better term, killed. He can be put out cold.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a chance that Hulk can actually win in even in World Breaker mode, and even if he is not in World Breaker or in World Breaking Rage, he could still take this fight to Doomsday, because Doomsday does not get stronger the angrier he gets. He will start to feel this power. He will start to feel his strength getting hurt. Now, yes, his endurance is, for all we know,
Off
very
the charts,
close.
batshit insane.
Yes. For all we know, pretty close to limitless. I mean, Doomsday was taking everything from all of them and still dishing shit out
Right.
with extreme brutality. I mean, what he did to Supergirl, he almost knocked her out of her plastic form, because that version of Supergirl isn't Kryptonian. She's some sort of metamorpho. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? It's just weird. But anyway, yes, this Doomsday would also probably get a lot of his bone spikes, spurs, and whatnot broken off by Hulk, because Hulk would go nuts on him. He is smart enough to use this shit against this guy. He would probably take one of his shoulder spikes and ram it into his damn cranium.
Oh wait,
I mean-
wait. I think I know what you're talking about with the Supergirl being the metamorph. I think she was used in Gods and Monsters, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
She
something like
was,
that.
yes.
Yeah, that was a different. Yeah, she was an alternate
but it was,
universe.
like, way creepier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was an
she
alternate
wasn't
universe
fun
one.
at all. She was like, oh, very off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally, dude killed his wife, and then it made her into the image of his wife.
Yeah. It's super creepy. Like, somebody was like, had a weird dream and was like, let me turn this into a.
You would not believe the kind of weird dreams I can have. But anyway.
Really, dude.
I get it. I once dreamt I was a hitman in the nightclub, and my whole entire dream was being narrated by Liam Neeson, and he was just like walking above me.
Were you trying to be the next Taken or something?
Maybe I don't know.
That actually sounds
That is
really
such
badass.
an awesome dream.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious to me. So,
But at the end, I just like looked up, and he's like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's like, what the fuck?
oh, jeez.
But yeah.
Well. Like I said, my dreams can be kind of raunchy in a certain way, so I'll just leave it there.
Who doesn't have those kind
Not
of dreams
safe for work.
anyway?
Right.
Yeah, not safe for work, dude. We're working right now. But anyway.
Oh, jeez.
So yes, there are ways that Hulk would win. There are ways that Doomsday could win. If Doomsday actually does tax him or his endurance and revert him back to Bruce, well, then Bruce is dead. He would, or Doomsday would go full ape shit on him.
That's what I was wondering. Like, could Doomsday, because this version of the Hulk is keeping back Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
he's aware of Bruce Banner. He doesn't want Bruce Banner to be in control, and so he's keeping control. If Doomsday can like clock him or like box him and get him to like knock it out or just off in such a way that Bruce takes over, he's dead.
I don't think that'll happen, honestly, because I watched Planet Hulk, and that never happened once, even when he was like being beaten to a bloody pulp. So.
Well, my question
but who's strong? Who's he fought in Planet Hulk? Who's as strong as Doomsday?
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
You have a point there, but yeah.
Well, my question.
I said, he was literally gotten out with a nuke, and he was obviously knocked out.
Well, my question is for this.
True, you got a point there.
What is the factor of the Hulk's hearing factor? Because he has a strong hearing factor, but it's not unlimited. Like I said, if Doomsday could beat the Hulk just enough, where his hearing factor can't keep up, he can't beat the Hulk to a point where he has to change back to Bruce Banner, because that's already happened with Sentry. Sentry beat the Hulk so much he had to change back to Bruce Banner because he couldn't stay angry enough to keep up with them. Like I said, so Doomsday's able to keep up the fight enough to beat the Hulk savagely to the point where Bruce Banner, then Bruce Banner is toast. In my opinion.
To answer Soul Assassin's question, yes, I do like Gladiator films, actually.
Gladiator.
Who doesn't?
Right?
Yeah.
So,
as for me, so rage is a factor. It can be a factor in adrenaline. So,
yes, it can.
Since Doomsday and Hulk both have crazy amounts of endurance, Hulk can basically get angrier and angrier. He can keep up with the rage, honestly, perfectly easily with a monster like Doomsday.
Well, my thing is, as long as I say the Hulk can get as angry as he wants, as powerful as he wants, as long as his hearing factor is able to keep up with whoever he's fighting. Like I said, because his whole power is correlated towards his anger because he's a human being. So as long as the Hulk's hearing factor can keep up with his rage, he's able to keep up that power. Yes, but like I said, if he's fighting someone like Zeus or Sentry, which both of them has beat him to the point where his hearing factor can't keep up, then he's just gonna turn back to Bruce Banner. Then he's toast.
World War Hulk walked through Sentry like he was nothing. He also fought gods and won.
Not against Zeus.
He could go in World War Hulk. He could go up against, or as World War Hulk, he could go up against Zeus, and probably go full God of War, Kratos on his ass.
Yeah, Price. That's the thing about World War Hulk is that it's like the overpowered Hulk. They're like, what if we overpowered the shit out of Hulk? Yeah, basically. And so that's why it's kind of like, to me, like a cheap Hulk, because it's just like, we had to overpower this guy in order for him to like even match some of the even more powerful.
I don't think he's cheap. Well, it's just basically like
Hulk,
but just remove any limitations he might put on himself.
Yes.
Which is cool. Yeah, as a storyline, I'm not saying it's not like a cool storyline. I'm just saying, like, it seems cheap to me sometimes. It's like when writers run out of things to do with their characters and they're like, what if we did this? And it's like out of this world, overpowered, you know. And
Yeah,
that's kind of what it
Well, considering
sort
the
of feels
wasp was
like.
turned into like a very pink, fluffy
Well-
moth once, that's not really the weirdest thing out of.
Right. No, it's not the weirdest thing. You're right. Yeah.
And here's the thing: when he took Ghost Rider's power full on, Ghost Rider was using Hellfire. Hellfire is nothing to shake a stick at, by the way. Hellfire does have like pretty much close to nuclear energy kind of destruction.
Well, Hellfire. The purpose of the Hellfire is to burn the soul of the individual, not necessarily the physical part of the body. So, like
Hellfire can also be very destructive in a physical sense as well.
True. But like I said, that fight between the Ghost Rider and the Hulk is Ghost Rider wasn't really focused on destroying the Hulk's body. He was trying to kill Bruce Banner, the soul part of him. But,
well, that's the problem. Bruce Banner would not, or if the Ghost Rider was going to use the penance stare on Bruce Banner, it wouldn't work.
If
he tried using it against the Hulk, all he would probably, or the theory is, the Hulk would revert to Bruce.
No, but yeah, that part I get. What I'm trying to say is that he wouldn't even use the stare at all. Because like I said, the Ghost Rider can use multiple things, not just the stare to destroy his soul. Like I said, all he has to do is get a hold of the Hulk, and then uses Hellfire to burn through his body and through his body. Like I said, you wouldn't have to destroy the Hulk's body. You would just have to get a hold of the Hulk and then burn his soul.
Good luck doing that to somebody who is not going to just take.
Oh no, yeah, that part. No, that part I get. What I'm trying to say is that if Ghost Rider is able to get a hold of the Hulk at some capacity, he would use his Hellfire to burn the whole soul.
There's just one problem. Planet Hulk also fought Ghost Rider and walked right, or basically, he's like, smack. Ghost Rider didn't even get off most of his attacks because here's the thing. He wasn't strong enough to. Also, for him to go back to reversion, he had to be put up against somebody who was as strong as him. If he is getting stronger against Doomsday would not be able to knock Hulk or World War Hulk out of his Hulk form back to Banner. Also, Banner would recognize if if reversion happens, I'm dead. Hulk, you're taking the wheel.
Hey guys, give me 2 minutes. Be right back.
All right. So yeah, this is definitely a fight that is pretty close either way. Like I said, out of 10s, I can't wait till we get there, but we're going to wait for him to get back. So while he's away, what was your favorite Hulk moments throughout movies and otherwise or that you all know of from any movies you may have seen with the Hulk? Starting with Riot.
Ooh. I've seen the Hulk in a lot of stuff, so that is kind of hard, but I'm going to have to say, what is that movie called? The one with the New Avengers and like Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are old guys, and then like the world's been taken over by Ultron.
Age of Ultron?
No, it wasn't Age of Ultron. It wasn't Age of Ultron.
It was an animated.
It was like
Legends.
after Age of Ultron.
No, it's not the MCU.
Oh, okay. So
it's animated.
Yeah, it's an animated one. I haven't seen that then.
Oh, Heroes of Tomorrow. Yeah.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and it was the one where he's like really old and he's just like kind of just sad and he's like, I'm not doing this anymore. But then like Ultron's forces come and he's just like, ah, screw this. Yeah. And then he just like punches all of them in one big hit and then it goes boom, 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 boom. And then like Ultron, and then you can see Ultron and then he's like, and then like sees his fortress shaking and he's like, oh.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool movie. I wish a sequel had been made to that, honestly.
Yeah.
There should have been a sequel, but never happened.
I'll have to check that out. Kate, what was your favorite Hulk moment in all the different Hulk versions you've seen?
Just in movies, right?
Could be in movies, could be in comics.
Oh,
TV shows.
TV shows included.
jeez. There's so many to pick from. Okay, so from oof. I would have to say, Planet Hulk was, even though I picked Doomsday, I sided with Doomsday today.
Mhm.
I have to say Planet Hulk was it was a fun watch because I like when you see characters that you know from like a group like the Avengers and then you take them out of that element and put them somewhere else. I like that aspect of storytelling.
Honestly,
There
Barry
was
Bill was pretty cool in that movie.
yeah, like there was a Thor movie I saw years
me
ago, and
more,
it was like
please.
teenage Thor,
Oh,
and
Thor
he like
Tales of
got this.
Asgard.
Yeah, and he gets that like sword that, and he like ends up like killing a guy, and he's like, oh man, I really need to like control my powers and stuff. Anyway, it's just like really fun. So I like stories like that where you just take these heroes out of the normal stories that you know them from and put them in like a different crazy scenario.
Yeah. My favorite moment, actually, it's from my favorite version of the Hulk, which is the Incredible Hulk of the MCU. Welcome back. This Edward Norton's Hulk, which is, or when he was fighting Doomsday, and Doomsday, you think he got crushed by the helicopter, but then he just jumps up there. Hulk, this is how Hulk
You mean
is.
Abomination?
Abomination, sorry. Abomination
That's
jumps onto the helicopter and he's like, and Hulk is like, ugh. And then he just starts charging his rage back up. He's like,
Yeah.
God damn it! Now we gotta
I
fight him
heard
again?
that. I heard that Edward Norton is the most hated male celebrity so far in Hollywood. Nobody likes him. That's what I heard.
Well, he is
Why?
a bit of an egotist.
Yeah. That's basically it.
He's an
Oh.
egotist. That's why he's
Yeah.
like, you are privileged to freaking act with me. And it's like,
I mean, he's basically the male Julia Roberts.
But isn't that how Tom Cruise is?
Julia Roberts or Brie Larson?
yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, Julia Roberts. Okay. There's a second favorite moment of mine. Is okay.
Mhm.
Sure. Okay. So this is really dumb, but I really, really like this episode of Avengers Assemble, where there's this evil speedster guy. I don't remember his name. He's got like a blue and red costume, and so like I'm like he's running around, and then the Hulk catches him basically, and so the speedster like tries to like speed him up and like pretty much make him Ash, right? But unfortunately, he's radiation, so he he can't destroy energy, and Hulk basically becomes super fast. And but unfortunately, no one can see him, and he can't control the speed. So he basically has to warn Tony Stark or one of the other Avengers before he actually literally blows up.
Oh shit!
And so like I remember like it's like insert speedster's guy's name. I don't remember his name, but it's like he's here, and then he's just like gets knocked down in the wall, and then like Tony's like, what the fudge? He's like, because he's literally like seeing like his stuff break and he doesn't know what's going on. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm much more of a DC guy.
Graviton, I believe, is the person you're talking about. Because Blake St. Clair's getting in there.
Graviton?
Yeah, what's up?
Possibly. It could have been him.
You know what? I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. But I was
Hulk
gonna say
versus
that,
Red Hulk. That was actually a good fight that I saw, man. I mean, when
my question is, I guess I'm more of a DC guy, so what's the info about Red Hulk?
Red Hulk is Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh, okay.
And he is stronger than Hulk somewhat, but Hulk can get angry and still outdo him. But Red Hulk, when he first got on the scene, he could absorb most of the gamma from Hulk's rage, and then he just pounded Hulk into a pulp. If I remember correctly.
I found it. It was Speed Demon.
Oh, speed demon. Okay.
Speaking. Okay.
Marvel
Like
Ares
I said,
versus Wonder Woman. Null Squad versus
Speak that.
Noble Team. Ash from Evil Dead versus Ash from Pokemon. Throwing
Yeah.
ideas out.
But I'll just say that.
That would be ridiculous. We just walk up to Ash and decapitate.
Alrighty.
Marvel Ares versus Wonder Woman would actually be a decent fight because Marvel Ares is a lot more brutal than DC Ares.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's very true.
Yep.
I mean, Marvel Ares, holy shit.
Well, didn't Wonder Woman fight in Valhalla with Superman for 1,000 years?
I have no idea.
Because in the DC comics, she does. Diana and Superman go to Valhalla for 1,000 years to train with Diana. So basically, Superman fights all kinds of different magical beings during that time. So Superman has fought Ares as well.
But yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get to our out of 10s. Riot. Out of 10, how many does Hulk take? How many does Doomsday take?
I'm going to be a bit teetering towards one way, and I would give 7 to Hulk, 3 to Doomsday.
Okay. Caitlin.
I would make it more even. I would do 5, 6. 6 Doomsday, 5 to Hulk.
That's 11. Not 10.
Oh, wait. 5, 4. Sorry.
Plus 9.
And so, what would the one be? A
sorry,
draw?
it's the end of the day, and I'm pretty stupid.
If
5,
one is a draw, that's fine.
Well, it's either a draw or no. Actually, I still think Doomsday would beat him. So 6-4 Doomsday. Only because I think the Doomsday would just get the advantage in the end.
All right, and Price.
Well, based on factors that I still believe should be in part of this, but I won't bring them up. But I'll just say this: 6-4 Doomsday. For so many reasons, but since we're talking about the original, still Doomsday, 6-4.
All right. As for me, it would be close. It would be a 6-4, or it would be a 6-4 Hulk. So, because yes, there is some where Doomsday could definitely possibly win. Not going to dispute that, but I do believe that most of the fights would end up with World Breaker Hulk getting into his world breaking rage and just going to town or pound town on Doomsday, and he'd be out cold.
Sorry, pound town, dude. Really, man.
Stop having a dirty mind there, pal.
Hey, you said it, man. You walked right into it, man. Shit.
It's 2 versus 2 this time. Unfortunately, a tiebreaker couldn't make it today, but it's still an interesting discussion. It was still very stimulating and very interesting to have.
Yeah, I liked hearing the points for Hulk.
Yeah.
That you guys had.
And so, yeah, folks, that is going to definitely conclude our
Every did this under an hour. Huh.
Our stream for tonight. Well, they usually do run to an hour, so yeah.
Nice.
For tonight. And we got another one set for 2 weeks, which is going to be AVP on steroids.
Oh, man.
How you doing, Happy Dino 8000? It's going to be Alien versus Predator on steroids. Alien Army versus Predator Army.
Oh, jeez.
Wait. What was it again?
That'd be like freaking Infinity War.
What is it again?
It's going to be the Alien Army versus Predator Army.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Happy Dino.
Yep. So, I think Mara is going to be on that one. Possibly. And there is openings for that panel. Does anybody want to be a part of it?
For Predator on Alien?
For Alien Army versus Predator Army, yes.
All right. I can
Which week is this?
2 weeks from today.
For me, I'm not exactly a fan of either franchise, so I'm going to dip out.
Okie dokes.
I am going to be out of town.
Okie dokes.
Aw. We miss you though.
Vacation. I'm going to Disney. So
Wow.
Whoa. How's
I'll be
No, just
posting
kidding.
how is
some
Disney a
pics
vacation?
Yeah.
How is Disney a vacation in this time?
because I'm not working.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that
No,
I
but
like it.
I'm just trying to say that Disney is such a horrible place right now with all the woke stuff. How's that a vacation?
Anyway,
Because
kidding.
lightsabers and
But,
Mickey Mouse, and it's
Oh,
the happiest place on earth.
is it
It
really
used to
though?
be.
Is
It used to be.
Anyway,
If you ignore all the other stuff, you can go on the rides and just
just veg.
just get
Okay.
day drunk and well, we're also going to Harry Potter World, so that's it's,
Oh yeah, Harry Potter World's awesome.
Soul
So-
assassin. Tom and Jerry versus Sylvester and Tweety. Pred Army all the way, unless there's some Pred aliens on the alien side. I'll discuss that when the stream starts, buddy. But yes, so Ben, are you in or out?
Yeah, I'll be over that. I'll be
In?
going. Right. Yeah.
All right. Oh my god, I actually put in instead of price. Oops, price. There we
That's
go.
fine.
So yeah, folks, thank you for all tuning in. And I am sorry that you weren't notified, Happy Dinosaur. That is freaking weird. Make sure that you're still, folks. Make sure that you're still sub to me and ring that bell for notifications.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to get to 700 subs, so yeah, please help me do that.
Are you getting close or?
I'm at 682 or 683, so yeah.
Yeah, that's really close. I think you're gonna get there.
we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Get there.
Hopefully by the end of the year.
Woo.
We're gonna
Well, I hope-
retweet until
Yeah.
Well, I hope
share
we get-
until the cows come home.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this much. I hope to get a new computer so I can finally start my channel. But my computer is so shitty that I can't use it. So
Sorry to
Yeah,
hear
I think
that.
I'm like at 636. So yeah.
it pissed me so much. Like I said, I have such good equipment. I have a camera. I got all my stuff. Just my computer is so stupid.
Soul Assassin. Only if Happy Dino comes on for that one.
Yeah, exactly. I will love that shit.
No, Happy Dino just wins by being happy.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So also, folks, I do want to say that before everybody goes, if you have an idea for a versus stream, make sure you submit it to me on either Twitter or Facebook. You can look me up on Facebook. For my real profile, just type Orange Hat Reviews. You should be able to find it.
Nice.
Look me up on Instagram, Orange Hat Reviews. It's everywhere, mines and whatnot.
Yep.
Also, the only stipulation is I need to know or actually have know-how of at least one of them or of one of the combatants, and I can then look up the other combatant. That's the only stipulation. And also, they have to be evenly matched for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, I do want to say before I get off, make sure you tune in to the Full Aussie in, 12 hours from now, most likely. Coke versus Pepsi.
Good old Lethal.
Pepsi,
Good old Lethal.
all the way. But yes, tune in for Lethal, Lyndon, and Rhino. Jesus, I blanked on his name. Sorry about that. But yes, they will be on Lethal Lightning's channel tomorrow morning for Eastern Standard Time around 10 a.m. or 10:30. So definitely tune in for that one, folks. And if you're catching this on the replay, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Who do you think would win between Worldbreaker Hulk or Doomsday, the original, not that adaptive Kryptonian piece of shit that they created for New 52? So with that, folks, this has been Orange Hat Reviews and this beautiful panel, Riot, Price, and Kate with a cigar.
Thank you.
So
Kate with cigar.
definitely have a good one, folks, and always remember to stay humble.